If you're watching this, you probably are trying to understand why financing feels so confusing. Or maybe you're looking for a skill that actually pays without gambling everything away. I've been in equipment financing for 10 years, and I've helped fund hundreds of millions of equipment across many different industries. So what I want to show you is how lenders actually think, not how they say they think, not the marketing version, but how decisions really are made behind the scenes. So by the end of this video, you're going to understand what lenders care about, why good credits still get declined, how brokers who understand lender psychology win, and why this knowledge is extremely valuable heading into 2026. So let's get started. Every business runs on equipment in almost all industries. You got construction, you got healthcare, food service, you got food production, transportation, agriculture, aviation. You can name anything. Transportation, logistics, I said already, but again, manufacturing, they're all looking to buy equipment so that they can grow their business. If they don't have the equipment, they don't get extra revenue. And they're not paying cash when they get this equipment or when they have to buy it. They're financing it. And that's why equipment financing exists. And a broker is going to be sitting between the buyer trying to get his equipment and the lender who's going to be financing it. Once the vendor who sells the equipment gets paid, you get paid a commission as well because you connected the buyer and the lender together. But your job's not paperwork. Your job's not submitting applications. You're not just an order taker. You're structuring deals that allow businesses to grow without breaking their cash flow. You're matching the right deal with the right lender, and you're preventing unnecessary declines. And if you know how a lender thinks, you can do all of this pretty fast. So here's the first big truth. Lenders are not emotional. They're very calculated and mathematical. They don't care how passionate the broker is about their business. They care about risk. They care about predictability. They care about recovery. Essentially, they want to know things go south really fast. Are they going to get their money back? And will the equipment make money is one question they think about. What happens if the borrower stops paying? It's another risk they're thinking about. How easily can we recover our capital is another question that's really important as well. And that's it. That's why equipment financing is different from bank loans. In equipment finance, the equipment itself is the collateral. The lender evaluates the asset, not just the borrower. The cash flow matters more than a perfect credit. Is the equipment generating revenue? If the equipment is essential, if it has a good resale value, if it produces revenue, the deal already looks better than just looking at what the borrower can bring to the table. So why do good deals get declined? And this is where a lot of beginners are going to get confused. They'll say, the business is solid. Why did the lender say no? Here's why. First, it could be a wrong lender fit. Second, poor deal structure. Third, missing context. Or there's just unnecessary risk signals. The lenders don't decline deals. They decline misaligned deals. For example, a startup sent to a conservative bank most likely are going to get declined. A seasonal business structured with fixed payments potentially get declined because they're probably not going to be able to pay back in the certain seasons. Strong deals submitted without having a story potentially could get declined as well. They don't want surprises, these lenders. They want clarity. And this is where brokers who understand lenders, they dominate because they know who wants what and why. So most people think success in this industry requires a license, big capital, massive network, inside connections. In reality, you don't need to have all that. It's good, but you don't need it. What you actually need is good relationships with vendors who are selling the equipment. You need good lead generation. You need some understanding of how deals can be structured. You need access to lenders. And let's be honest, a mentorship is what's going to be able to get you one step further. Most beginners fail because they submit deals blind. They don't pre-think the lender's perspective. They ask, will it fund? Will I make a commission? But experienced brokers, they ask which lender wants the deal and under what structure. That difference alone will separate an amateur from a professional. Now let's talk about timing. Why does understanding lenders' thinking matter right now? because heading into 2026, banks are pulling back. Smaller lenders are expanding. Equipment demand is skyrocketing. You got AI data centers, you got logistics, and you have infrastructure that's growing really fast. That means there's going to be more deals, there's going to be more complexity, more lenders with completely different appetites from each other. And lenders are now becoming more specialized. They don't want everything. They want specific things. Brokers, again, who understand how lenders think, are going to get faster approvals. They're going to close more deals. And they're going to build long-term relationships with the clients as well as with the lenders who they can work with. And now this isn't hype. This is how capital is moving. So this skill is going to be for you if you're willing to learn before you earn. You're not going to make money from day one. You will in 60 days, but you got to study a little bit. If you want a real skill that expands exponentially and not a side hustle, this is it. If you're comfortable talking to business owners is very important as well. You want leverage and not hourly pay, this is for you. And this is not a get rich quick business. This is not for passive income. People who want zero responsibility, this is not for you either. And if you won't follow a process, you're most likely not going to be successful here as well. So understanding lender psychology is going to be a serious advantage for you, but only if you respect the business. So if you want to see if this skill is a fit for you, I put a link below. We can set up a call. It's a strategy call to see if equipment financing makes sense for your timeline. If it does, I'll walk you through how this mentorship works. There's no pressure, no hype, just clarity. So click on the link below if this is something that you're interested in talking more about.